Welcome back to the Cool Kids episode, Dirt Thug Radio.
Uh-oh.
So, in continuing with our coverage of the upcoming San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
Last week, we previewed a little bit of what DC's got going on over there.
Correct.
This week, we wanted to touch on Marvel. And the only thing that we know for sure about Marvel is they have a 90-minute panel. That's it.
Wow. All right. Let me get to
That's it.
That's the
You're
only
right.
thing. That's like one of the only things that they've confirmed is they'll have a 90-minute panel. Now, the one cool thing about
Exciting.
Marvel at SDCC
is that what the cool kids call it?
the cool kids call it. That's right. Bake shop.
All right.
The bake shop. They always drop some big announcement or somewhat at the end of the panel.
Yes.
So that's what everybody's like, what is it going to be? What is it going to be? The other thing that we do know is they have started putting all the banners up, and there's tons of banners for the new Thor movie and the Black Panther movie.
That makes sense.
So you got to,
So excited about the Black Panther.
yeah. So you got to think that those two are going to be heavily featured in the panel.
Right.
Hopefully, maybe they give some information on what's going on in Phase 4. Maybe the Avengers Infinity War trailer is what they drop at the end of it.
I don't think they can talk about Phase 4 because I think something big happens between Avengers 3 and 4. Somewhere in those two movies, I think something real. I think between Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor, I think one or two people die.
Yeah, you got to think one of them. Maybe not
Minimum.
Thor. I mean, I could see Captain America falling on the shield. Because
Story-wise, I think I could see that.
right, but he's kind of come out and said that he signed on to do like the extra Avengers movie, so they could bring him back somehow.
Right.
But like he really has no plans of continuing. To whereas Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark had kind of said, "Hey, after this, I'm done," and then all of a sudden he's backtracked a bit. He joined up in the Spider-Man movie, and he's kind of like, as long as they keep writing like good movies and good stories, like I'll keep doing it.
Well, and he has said also it's harder and harder for him to get back in shape for these.
Right.
And the filming he's starting to feel more and more worn down by the end of the films. And so he started to talk more and more about not quitting, because before he was like,
I'm done.
When my contract's up, I don't know what's going to happen. But now it's more like at some point in the near future, he feels like he needs to lay it down so he doesn't embarrass himself.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
But if you've seen Spider-Man yet, I don't know if we're going to talk about this show, but if you've seen it yet, his role in there, why it's, not a huge on-screen role as far as him as actual Iron Man. Like, he's more Tony Stark. So he could always do different things where it's more Tony Stark than it is.
Sort of like a
Iron
mentor
Man.
role.
Right.
Which is kind of like the first half of Civil War.
Right.
He's
mentoring.
He was in the suit, not
to get in it.
Iron Man.
Gots to get in it.
Right. Wait, and you're right. You know what? Now that we say that, both Spider-Man and Civil War 2 were extra movies for him.
Right, they were.
So, I mean, of course, there was extra $50 million plus profit in his pocket.
I'll take
it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but so what else? So one thing I do know about SDCC is I don't think there's any presence of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the convention.
What do you think that says?
Well, I told you how upset I was that it's not coming out until January of 2018, where it's usually been like it came off one of its best seasons ever.
Right.
But I really think with this Inhumans thing, which I'm sure we're going to see lots of at San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
Trying to convince us that it's not bad.
Yeah, it's like they rush that and they've got to get out there and they don't want. It's almost like they don't want any other Marvel show going up against it while it's out.
Well,
it doesn't want to make its own competition
for ABC Disney, right? Because what else is going to be out?
Well, the way they handled Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Peggy Carter, Agent Carter, the way they handled that was the fall-winter fill-in.
That was the fill-in for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And it did so well. And it was a short miniseries.
Right. The first one was like 7 or 8, and the next one wound up being 10 or 12.
And they did so well. Like, let's give
do
it
another
part 2.
one.
And
Right.
then season 2, even though it was really good, didn't trend as well.
Didn't trend as well, and also Haley Atwell was starting to get a little difficult to keep on a TV show.
Right.
Because she's a big deal. She's a big deal.
Man, she is so pretty.
Right. And she does a good job in the media stuff.
Yeah, I
like
went
at the panels. She's fantastic.
Yeah, I went to her panel when she was at Comic Palooza last.
That's right, you did,
and it was so good. Get to sit real close, and she interacts very well with people.
So she's a huge get for Marvel, but they knew they only had her for a limited amount of time.
But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been like the flagship TV show for like Marvel Disney,
right? But
and it had its lull in the middle, but this last season it did really well, and then all of a sudden, unless they're planning something really big for it, because they teased some big stuff. taking a different direction.
That's what I think is going to be. I think so. You got to remember, by the time it comes back, which movies will have come out? Thor and Black Panther?
No,
or just Thor?
Just Thor.
So
you've seen the ending, right?
Yeah,
you know how it ends.
Yeah,
he's in space.
Yeah,
right.
So
sword, obviously.
Right. So I think what happens is from Thor, you now know there's stuff cosmically going on. Because remember, at the end of Civil War, at the end of Avengers 2, Thor leaves
right
to investigate cosmic issues.
Uh-huh.
So I think what happens is part of Ragnarok is going to play out on Earth, and it's going to help set up this new issue where now they've got
that might be it. And
they got to keep their eye on space.
Okay, it's just
also Inhumans. If Black Bolt comes to Earth from the moon, which is what the previews are saying, that's also going to lend to, hey, we got to keep our eye on space.
Yeah, but I mean, if you really look, I mean, the one thing Marvel, like they've only had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as the ABC Disney show, and then Agent Carter. They haven't had anything else.
Which, by the way, I know that some of the stuff is on Netflix, and I think that was probably why some stuff didn't go to ABC. Don't you think it's been kind of a letdown? Like, there are other Marvel properties that would have been good ABC shows, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing with Marvel is they're spreading out over everywhere.
Right.
Like, they've got the deal with, well, I guess because of their deal with ABC, they got Freeform. So they've got, Cloak and Dagger.
Right, and they're reaching different demographics with those things.
They've got the deal with Netflix. You know, they're trying to get their hands in every cookie jar.
Do you want to talk about New Warriors for a minute? They did announce the casting this week.
We can, yeah. It was pretty good.
I'm excited at least about the lead.
Right, yeah.
Remember how I said this show's going to be garbage?
Yes, you did.
They've, at least with this casting, have my attention. They cast in the role of Squirrel Girl. It's the AT&T commercial girl.
Oh, but she's been doing other stuff. But she's been doing other stuff.
She plays like minor roles in a couple other stuff on TV right now. This is the lead. This is all her. And apparently she's a decent stand-up comic. And
Squirrel Girl's
very pretty.
And Squirrel Girl is very quirky.
Yes.
And just different and weird.
Right. Exactly. I think
this girl can do it.
Right. I think that's what I'm saying is like it's almost like a new Zooey Deschanel. Yeah. I think they found a really good fit for that character, and that at least has my attention because I was expecting it to be some other teen angst Kristen Stewart knockoff, right, terrible CW type thing.
They did get pretty good with their microbe selection. I'm really excited about this guy. The Asian guy from Two Broke Girls.
Yeah.
He is so funny.
Okay, so that being said, though, there's these teen shows on these teen networks. Mm-hmm. That's what these are, Cloak and Dagger. And
right, they're shooting towards the young viewers.
Right. So why do you think they haven't done
more on ABC?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. They struck the deal with Netflix, and when they go Netflix, they can go dark and grittier.
Right.
And which is what they've done.
Right.
Awesome.
I agree.
When you go to these big networks like NBC, ABC, CBS, the pressure is on you to fulfill crazy numbers.
Right.
Keep going. And so when you take some of these lesser known properties to TV, instance Cloak and Dagger or the New Warriors, stuff that we know about,
right?
But maybe your average person doesn't, and then they can put it on the Freeform network. Well, now it doesn't have to perform as well if they try to put it on CBS.
Right.
I think they're playing their cards right by putting their stuff in different avenues and not just going.
But why do you think
they're playing towards a market rather than just throwing everything at the same?
No,
place?
and I agree with that. But why do you think they haven't at least pitched something else?
I'll tell you
why do you think ABC hasn't aired anything other than this?
Instead of me trying to figure out why, the next segment we're going to do, we're getting back to the nerd freestyle. You think a little bit, and we're going to come back to this question.
All right.
But I really think what Nico's saying is they're playing the markets.
No, and I agree. I agree that the smaller shows, like those teen shows, work on those teen networks. Like Freeform is supposed to be a teen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. And so Cloak and Dagger, especially the way they set that drama up. But like, look at what Fox has done in the meantime. Legion on FX, and now
and now Legion's on FX, which is similar to what they're going to put on.
Well, right, but
on Freeform. Well, all they've really done is they did Gotham. That's it.
Well, but no, what I was going to say is from Legion did well enough on the smaller network that they're now doing an X-Men based series Gifted on Fox.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying is
they tested that and now they're coming with this.
Right.
And
so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been strong enough that I feel like there's some other things they could have.
Right. Marvel Inhumans.
No.
That's what they're trying. That's what they're trying to push.
I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of a very important part of the Marvel universe, and I think it can consistently have a TV show, and I think that's why they really haven't put anything else, because S.H.I.E.L.D. is so integral, not really necessarily integral, but it's so important in the Marvel universe and can tie to every single one of the movies.
Right, and it's like a spy
Right, and,
police
it's a show that works on television.
Right.
So I think that's kind of why they haven't really.
But there's other you could do. I mean,
you can do it, but it's the
that's
the
what
simplest.
that's what we're gonna
option.
get to in the next segment with Corey
you're
DLG.
gonna pitch me some stuff.
Well, we're gonna pitch you.
Okay,
I'm gonna give you some
okay.
thoughts.
All right.
But I'm excited for Gifted just because the nerd in me just wants to see more nerdy stuff.
Right.
I'm not so sure that putting it on Fox was the right move. I might have kept it FX and let it build up, because if they bring us Gifted and it comes to Fox and after 3 episodes it's not performing well,
They're gonna cancel.
they're gonna cut it.
Right.
But if they had those same numbers on FX,
They would've-
it doesn't go away.
They would have finished the season and then they would have
At least finished the season, it wouldn't have gone away.
Man,
And-
Fargo finished like ratings wise not great, but this last season was awesome.
And that's one of the things that I feel like with all of the different streaming services and
Yeah.
stuff, like you don't necessarily have to take your shows to the big four.
No, you
There's
don't.
plenty of
You
places
definitely
to
don't.
show it.
I just feel like
So put it in a place where it will succeed as opposed
Right.
to trying to push it on the big four, which is basically all you could do 10 years ago.
right. No, and I agree with that part. I think you guys are spot on right there. I just feel like there are other potential ABC series.
And we're going to ask you about those.
All
I'm
right,
going to get
that's
your
fine.
opinions here in
That's
the
fine.
next
We'll come
segment.
back to that. That's fine.
So San Diego Comic-Con, it'll start.
Thanks, Marvel, for all the information.
It'll
I
start.
appreciate
Yeah, we
it.
did your job for you. You're
Right.
welcome. It's going to start this weekend. So
All the news.
All the news is going to come out.
That's gonna be big stuff.
There's always good stuff.
And they got a lot of stuff coming up because Marvel Legacy right now is kind of completely unknown, and that's their next big relaunch
Yep.
pitch
Oh,
push
yeah,
thing.
That's right.
So you're going to be hearing all kinds of titles and characters
We're
and
gonna get into-
crossovers.
We're going to get
and-
into some Marvel Legacy this next segment as well.
Ooh.
The Nerd
Ooh.
Freestyle is coming, Corey DLG.
All right, I'm ready.
You guys stay tuned. Always catch us at facebook.com/Nerd Thug Radio. We're going to jump out to a break. When we come back, we're going to get into the Nerd Thug Radio famous Nerd Freestyle.
Whoop, whoop. Hashtag talking nerdy to you.
Yup.